Boom. Welcome, people. Welcome back to the Hotspur Cave. If you're new here, smash a like on the video. Yeah, I ain't even gonna do no long intro in that because I've got a bone to pick with you lot. You lot don't want to be liking up my shit. Like up the stream. Yeah, I've got a special guest joining me very shortly. He's just setting up his setup and that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want more of these streams, if you like the footy talks where I get rivals on the channel and we talk football, we do all of that good stuff, please, people, just like the stream, like the video. It helps. It helps. It helps. Subscribe as well, because we're on the way, as you can see down here, we're on the way to 750. My goal is to hit 700 subscribers before the end of the season. We got 14 games left of the season. You know what I'm saying? Just help me reach my goal. It's not a big target. It's not a big target, but we can hit it because I believe in you lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Mr. Link, I apologize, bro. I apologize for being so late. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it because I'm here now. Okay? I'm here now. Also, smash the like on the video. Smash a like he said. On the way in, just hit that like button. Just hit that like button. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is down here as well. You know, if you guys just want to go on Twitter and call me negative, call me a see you next Tuesday, I don't mind. Just go follow the Twitter as well. If you want to keep updated with all the streams and kind of what's going on in my personal life as well. Now, before I bring in our guests, I want to ask you lot something, right? Do you guys want to see a stream where I make it like a weekly show? We'll get guests on and that, where we talk about like life. We just talk about real life stuff. Me and Mike were talking about it earlier. I was going to call it the break room. You know what I'm saying? Anyone who's worked a 9 to 5 knows the break room is where it all goes down. Do you know what I'm saying? That lunch room is where Sandra's spilling all the tea. Do you get me? So if you lot want a show like that where it's a bit less negative, a bit less Tottenham related and more about just life in general, let me know, innit? Let me know. Just comment down below, a thumbs up. Drop me a DM. Or, you know what? If you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. How about that? Subscribe to the channel, man. But yeah, listen, this one's going to be interesting. We got champions-elect joining us. I might even have to give him a guard of honor when he gets in here. You know what I'm saying? I might have to give Monts the guard of honor when he arrives. Because, you know what I'm saying? He's doing us a massive favor by beating them pussyos from down the road. You get me? Big up, Shay. I seen you in Hooks' chat. You're a real one. Welcome to the cave, my friend. Welcome. You know what I'm saying? You're a cave woman now. I hope you're subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, do it now, please. Thanks. But yeah, man. What are you saying, you lot? Should we give Monts a guard of honor when he walks in? Yeah. Should we stand there and just give him a... Hey, your team. Hey, your team told me to check out you and... Okay. Big up, man. Yeah, Shay, big up. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know what? We've always got time for Liverpool fans on this channel. You know, we've always got time for the Liverpool fans because, you guys, we don't have any beef. We don't have any beef whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? We have no beef whatsoever. Everything's all blessed. You get me? We could just enjoy bantering Arsenal together. That's what life should be about. You know, it don't matter what team you support. Everyone should get joy out of laughing at them pussios. Them man were talking about... Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? Oi, there's nothing better than trolling Arsenal fans, man. There's nothing better than trolling Arsenal fans. The other day, also big up Hooks, by the way. Make sure, most of you should be subscribed to Hooks, but subscribe to Hooks because that's my brother, man. Got enough love for Hooks, but I was on Savage Stream with Hooks and I said that I'd take Højbjerg over Partey, and he actually took the bait. He took the bait and got rattled. Safe. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't get rattled by me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm smiling like this, you should know that I'm just here to rattle you. Do you get what I'm saying? However, However, how are you lot doing in the chat? How are we all doing? Saturday night, you're here watching, so I'm assuming that you're not on a night out. You're not in Shoreditch or one of them places there getting lit. So how are we all doing tonight, man? How are we all doing tonight? We're still waiting for King Monts, you know. Can't complain because it's King Monts. Hashtag King Monts in the chat. Big up Mikes. Big up my bro Mikes, man. Big up yourself, bro. Make sure you guys are going and subscribing to the boy Mikes if you haven't already. Seriously, people, go subscribe to Mikes. He's a real one. You know what I'm saying? Also, we did a show. Was it yesterday, Mikes? Did we do a show yesterday? We did a show yesterday. So go watch that back in. It was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. We was also on Lewis's channel earlier. Big up Carefree, Mr. Carefree Lewis. You know what I'm saying? We had a great footy talk over there. Just all of us are in the mud, innit? Mud brothers. Mud brothers. So today we're hoping to get a bit of a different perspective on Tottenham season so far. But I also kind of want to hear what Mons has to say about Liverpool as well, man. Because obviously, as you lot know, they're going to walk this title. They're going to walk this fucking title, which is... I don't think anyone actually expected them to walk the title, to be fair. Did anyone actually expect Liverpool to win the league this year? Like, I was one of the people that I said, you know what? I thought they were going to do something special, but I didn't think it would be the Prem. I thought they would have a go at the Champions League. But to be fair, I can't hate. I can't knock them. I can't knock them. And when I was saying that I wanted Arnie Slot 2 years ago, when we appointed this Australian fraud, everyone said, oh, what has he done in football? I don't want him. I don't want him. Don't want him. Look at what he's doing now. Look at what he's doing now. Look at what he's doing now. You see? Excuse me. You see what he's doing now? You see what he's doing now with the players that he has. He's using the players properly, you know? He wants to play. He's not talking about squeezing the lemon. Squeezing the lemon, guys. He's not talking about the shape of the football. You know, it grip different. It feel different. So when you kick the ball, it fly different. He's not talking about that. You know, no excuses. He's not talking about not needing a striker or the transfer market being too hard to go out and bring players in. He's not making no excuses, bro. He's not using injuries. None of that, bro. That's a top manager. That's a top manager. Also, hey, City looked like they had a little bit of trouble today against Plymouth. I was keeping an eye on the game. Obviously, Burnley decided to lose me money, but I was keeping an eye on the City game. City looked like they were doing all right, you know. I was praying for top 6 in a cup. Really? What, you didn't have any faith? Nah, I knew you would make the Champions League. That was undeniable, man. Slot's a good manager. I just didn't think you'd be 20 points clear of Man City in flipping March. That is madness. That's madness. And you know what's so ironic as well? I'm pretty sure the last time Liverpool won the title as well, they were 20 points clear at this point of the season. Or maybe even earlier. Like, they were 20 points clear. No one was catching them. Obviously, we can say they're 12 or 11 points, 13 points off of what's it called? Off of Arsenal. But let's be real, Arsenal aren't going to capitalize. That's the problem. Big up Omar, man. Big up the guy Omar. Make sure you guys show my boy Omar some love as well, man. Big up. Damn, I got some famous people up in the chat. Omar, you famous, bro. You famous, man. You in the chat, you show me love, man. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Big up my boy Sav each and every time as well, man. Big up my brother from another mother. You know how it is, man. And like he said, man, just like and subscribe. We're still waiting for Monts. We're still waiting for Monts, but it's calm because he'll be here soon. He's just setting up. You know what I'm saying? So for now, you lot have to put up with this big, ugly face. You get me? Then when Monts is here, you'll hear a little bit less of me. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. In the meantime, while we wait for Monts, I kind of just wanted to go over something because I read this earlier. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Where is it? Nah, man, you famous, bro. Nah, never me, man. I'm just a humble, small little content creator trying to make a way for myself in this Tottenham YouTube scene, bro. You know, trying to make a wave. Because you know what, bro? Like, while we wait for months, we can kind of have this conversation. Yeah, I've realized that, and it's not a race thing, but there's not a lot of people like myself in the Tottenham community that have a voice. And I don't mean that because they're not allowed to have a voice. I just mean that they don't necessarily choose to make their voices heard. So how I like to see it is that I'm speaking for those who can't speak or who choose not to speak. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people think like the way I am, the way I react to games, like my views on the club. I think a lot of people think it's like it's not really how I feel, or it's forced hate, forced rage. But you guys don't understand, man. Tottenham mean more to me than any of you could ever know. Do you know what I'm saying? Without Tottenham, and it sounds crazy because I'm a Tottenham fan, but I don't even want to say Tottenham. Without football in general, I don't know where I'd be. Honestly, honest to God, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know what I'd be doing, but it wouldn't be good. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you guys see me crashing out on stream or saying things like, I don't care if we win a league, or not a league, sorry, a Europa League, I want the manager sacked. All of that is because I genuinely want the best for my club, do you know? And I'm sure we'll talk about it when Mons gets here, but I feel like nowadays football's become too soft. Like, and when I say soft, I mean everything is almost like there's the woke mob are in football now. Everyone wants to protect everyone's feelings, and if you say anything that isn't overall or overwhelmingly positive about your football club, then you know it means that you hate your club, or you're turning on your club or turning on the players. It's like, no, I'm not turning on anyone. I'm not turning on anyone, man. But no football fan should value any player, any manager, any owner, any coach, however you want to look at it. No one should value any of them over the football club itself. Do you know what I'm saying, people? No one should value. Omar's a Barcelona fan. I'm sure Omar doesn't value Xavi over Barcelona. Oh, fucking hell. My buzzer's going. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, people. Mates are coming over to come and visit their good mate. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, boom, like Omar said, bro, the club always comes first. Do you know what I'm saying? The club always has to come first. You always have to love your football club more than you love any player, any manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's when we start to. Could you imagine, yeah? Could you imagine if your girlfriend told you that she loved her celebrity crush more than you? Could you actually imagine? Could you imagine? You'd be sitting there thinking, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Could you imagine if your partner told you that she loves her job more than you? It's like, no, bro. Nah, bro. And at the end of the day, we have to realize that these people are employees, bro. They're getting paid to do a job. Do you know what I'm saying? If I go into a restaurant and I pay for food and the food is shit, then I'm going to complain about it. Do you get me? Sorry about that, people. Fucking Daniel Levy kidnapped me. But yeah, man. Like I said, bro, no one should love any player more than their football club, innit? And that's why I don't have any sympathy. I see something come out about how what's it called? About how these men are talking about fucking how they want Son to retire at the football club. I was like, bro, why? Why do you why? What? I don't understand. Why? Why do you want him to retire here? He's clearly on the decline. Tees, I'm back. He got me down, but the boy Mont has arrived. He's just getting himself ready, and that, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like I was saying just before, obviously we bring our special guest and we give him his guard of honor. You know what I'm saying? Listen, people, seriously, don't let anyone tell you how to support your club, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't let no one tell you that you know you're not a true fan just because you have an opinion in it. At the end of the day, we all want the best for our football club, and I will say this every single day until the message gets put across, bro. We all have our own vision of what success looks like, but there's the what success really is, isn't it? And unfortunately, nowadays, this sentiment's taken over football. Man are talking about how can you criticize someone who's been such a great servant? Well, I weren't criticizing him then because he was playing well, but he's playing shit now, so I'm gonna call him out for it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that I have to explain that to you kind of upsets me because it shows that you don't have the necessary brain power to even comprehend what criticism is. And like I said to you lot, right? Why would I go to a restaurant, yeah, and not have the right to complain if my service is terrible, if I'm getting terrible service, if the food is terrible? I'm gonna complain. Or maybe not complain, but I'm gonna criticize the chef. Are you gonna tell me, oh, I'm not a chef? You're not a chef, so what the fuck do you know about cooking? No. What does that mean? What does that mean? And again, we'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it. But I think a big problem that I kind of have, yeah, is that whenever it comes to like football debates with people, bro, you will always notice, yeah, that the people that claim to be the most positive fans, the people that claim to be the realest supporters, none of them can ever rebuttal your football debates with football conversation. It's always abuse. But hold on.
No, you don't have to give it the guard of honor, man. We've already done it before, never.
No, respect where it's due, man. You know what I'm saying? You was willing to die on that sword at the start of the season, and you just been waving away these ops, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a Glock with a switch at the back. Just
yeah, bro. Extendo clip. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, man. I got a little PPSH for the round drum. I don't know what
God
the Tommy done with the round drum and that, bro. You man know what it is. You play Call of Duty, then you know, bro. Extended mag and that. It's what it is,
man.
bro.
Big up yourself for joining, obviously. Introduce yourself to the chat, man. Let the cavemen know who you are, where they can find you and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man. Mont's here. I'm a Liverpool fan. You may or may not. You might know me. You might not. You might know me. You might not know me. But now you do know me. Yeah, man. Liverpool fanatic. Ride or die for the club. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm obviously consistently trolling, but at the same time, man likes to talk ball. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk football. So big up to everyone in the chat. Obviously, my channel's Big Six Bands, but the main thing we want to do is get the subscribers up over here, man. Don't worry about me for now. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sure you're subscribing over here to the Hotspur Cave and liking up the video, man. A lot of lazy people out here. Don't be lazy. Smash the like button, man. Don't be silly.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out the chat, man.
Big up the chat, man. Where do we even start, bro? Should we start with your club? You know what I'm saying? Champions elect and whatnot. We can start with your club because I kind of wanted to kind of give Slot his praise because I think a lot of people are kind of taking for granted what he's actually doing, like what he's come into the Premier League and done. Before he came in, I was told that no manager can come in and just win the league in their first season. You need 100 players before you can compete. I got told that as well. You need a perfect 11. You can't compete with injuries. You need a young and fit squad, and you've got probably one of the older squads in the league in terms of the players that are in your starting 11. You've got not an old squad, but you haven't got a young squad like us, for example, right? You signed one player, Chiesa?
I don't know who that is.
There you go. I think I've seen him play one game.
I'm joking. I know who he is, but we just
No, we know who Chiesa is, but that's my point, right? He's barely even used Chiesa. I know he was out injured from when he got injured in like his second appearance or some shit like that. But still, once you must be buzzing. Like you must wake up every day and just feel like, God damn, I'm that man, bro. I'm that guy. You must be over the moon, bro.
Yeah, like, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's more so everyone like thinks of me as like the biggest troll on YouTube and stuff, and I troll a lot. Like, I'm not gonna hide from that, the truth of that. But I'm definitely a lot worse than I would have been if people didn't just shut the fuck up at the start of the season and just you know what I'm saying? And when I say like people just shutting up, I mean like people were just outrageously gunning for the fall off of my club. I get told every year, next year you're gonna fall off. Next year you man are gonna be done at it. Your squad's old. You ain't gonna do this. Salah's aging. Van Dijk's aging. Da 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 da. Klopp's gone. Oh, Klopp's becoming dry. Like I hear all these things every summer. Your club ain't got no pool. You don't sign no one good. I hear all these things all the time, especially during the summer transfer window, especially from the Chelsea fans. That's the only time you hear Chelsea fans when the window's open because there's some silver spoon bastards. So that's the only time you hear them, man. But like I'm hearing, I just hear what people think is the right thing to do. I don't like how other fans consistently feel like they can tell my club what to do. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has their right to their opinion. I can still think your opinion's wrong. It's as simple as that. So when Chelsea fans tell me about my club's got no pool and we do things the wrong way, well, listen, man. Well, you would have thought under the new regime, you would have won a Prem by now, but you're nowhere near it. And the highest you've come is sixth under that new regime. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? I like when I've got Arsenal fans telling Tottenham fans or telling Liverpool fans or even telling any other fan base what needs to be done to win the league. I mean, I understand for the older heads maybe that I've seen their 3 Premier Leagues, 20 odd yesteryear, but realistically, how are you, man, telling me what I need to do to win a Premier League if you ain't won one in 20 years? That one doesn't really make too much sense to me. You must be diving deep down and dark into your memories where the skeletons are in your closet to figure out the blueprint to that Premier League. Because if you had it, I feel like you would have filled it to Arteta by now. Because in the end of the day, you ain't won it and you keep coming second. So therefore, if there was a reason or there was like some sort of thing that you guys knew or like the key to the actual blueprint, like, I just think it's a bit cheeky, innit? I'm not saying the opinion don't matter, but it's just a bit cheeky. Arsenal fans telling me or telling other teams, you need this to win the league. You need that to win the league. You need that to win the league. And, well, clearly, practice what you preach. Or if you can't even practice, and while you're practicing what you preach and you're still not winning, I don't really know. So my point is that I've heard a lot of stuff during that window. And that's what's made me into the monster I am today. That's what's made me to the monster I am today. I told troops on Friday, we do two streams a week, come back again, and he has 22 more streams this season with me. Yeah, he's stuck. He can't escape. He has to just grin and bear it. You know what I'm saying? He's stuck now. And the man them on my channel, unfortunately, with them, man, it's 5 streams a week with 11 game weeks to go. You know what I'm saying? 11, do you know what I'm saying? 11 game weeks, 5 streams a week, 11 times 5, you man do the maths. That's a lot of streams with me. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm the Grim Reaper. Now I'm the Grim Reaper. Now I'm the guy everyone calls is arrogant. I'm arrogant because you lot made me arrogant. I predicted Liverpool to come third. I said a cup and top 4 would have been enough for me under the new manager. That's what I said at the start of the season. Yeah. But all these narratives, like, you know, I was told Salah was aging. I was told, is Van Dijk going to be the same? You know, I was told the wheels are going to fall off. Even your word that you said, you know, my squad is aging, even though McAllister's 24, Szoboszlai's 22, and Gravenberch's 21. But it's fine, my squad's aging. You know what I'm saying? My squad's aging. You know what I'm saying? People think Robertson's 35, he's 29. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I understand. Salah's 32. I understand Van Dijk's 33.
It looks like he goes through a couple decks of cigarettes.
No, but Robert's crap. Robert's crap, so it doesn't matter. Robert's crap, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Tsimikas isn't the oldest guy in the house. You know what I'm saying? Tsimikas ain't the oldest guy in the house. I understand the senior players such as Van Dijk, Salah, Alisson is, I'd say, I think Alisson's 29. You know, the big 4 are getting on. Obviously, Trent's the younger one out of the 4 world-class players we have. Trent is the one who's obviously not old. I think Trent's 25 or 26 now. You know what I'm saying? But our midfield, we had a whole new midfield. We got rid of the midfield and brought in 4 new midfielders. And it's nice to see certain tweaks and certain things for the manager to come in and make the right tweaks for the right players. Cody Gakpo wasn't the Cody Gakpo until Arnie Slot come in. You know, Gravenberch, Gravy Boat. Gravenberch wasn't Gravy Boat. He was Gravenberch. Now he's Gravy Boat. You know what I'm saying? Now he's Gravy Boat. You know, thanks to Arnie Slot. And that's another thing that I had to sit and endure through the summer and in the January transfer window, because that's actually when Klopp announced his departure. Is that, you know, I'm hearing stuff like slot machine, fucking cum shot, flipping bald fucker. I'm hearing all these nasty, these mad names, bro. Man, we're calling my manager cum shot, bro. Pause that. And do you know how mad that is, bro? Do you know how mad that is? Man, we're calling him slut drop and that. Man, we're calling my manager slut drop at the start of the season, and you let man dunk a prem on you lot's head tops. No, hold that. Fuck everyone, bro. Fuck everyone, bro. Bun everyone, bro. I've got no friends in this thing.
Do you know what this is like, bro? This is like 2 bres battling it out over the baddest gal in the motive, blood. And some brer with Tiempo AstroTurfs and blue jeans comes and drives her home, blood. That is exactly what it's like, bro.
Man, I pulled up in the Nike Tech after the club, bro. No trim, bro.
It was walking.
Pulled up after the club, no trim. How you getting home? Yeah, minor, hop in. Yeah. Back seat too, not even a front seat. Yeah, hop in. Yeah, no. My broski's in the front. Yeah, hop in. You see it, bro? No trim in that, bro. No trim. Fast food on the back right hand seat in that. Cold, it's gone cold in that. It's gone cold in that. Still, you get it? It's gone cold in that. That's what, man. Yeah, I'm pulled up. That's what these Arsenal fans, again, they thought they had this divine right. After City fall off, there's this divine right. You know, we won the Premier League, fell off, won a cup double, fell off again, and then rebuilt, got rid of Jurgen Klopp, had to transition to a new manager, and won another Prem before they could do anything, not even win a single trophy. So the thing is, the reason I'm so happy is, yes, I've always wanted that second Prem. I didn't really want to be on that Blackburn and Leicester thing. I wanted to move away from that. 2 Prems in 30 years sounds better than 1 Prem in 30 years, as shameless as that sounds. And the people that shout 1 Prem in 30 years, well, let's be honest, Arsenal got 3 Prems in 30 years.
Well, another 9 years in once, and it will be 1 Prem in 30.
Yeah, man, them ain't far, bro. So, you know, I really wanted to this season. You see the Carabao and the Champions League, like, cool, they're there and that. We can still go and win those. For me, the bread and butter that we need to go and win is the Prem. That's number 20. You know, that's number 20. I've always wanted to get to number 20, the promised land. Only one other club, which the obvious one we know has got 20 league titles, but they ain't seen one in donkeys either. So, you know, it looks like we're more likely to win one than them as it stands. And yeah, man, I just feel really good because all that adversity we had to face, all those agendas we had to face, and some of them are right. Not all of them are wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there was going to be a drop off going from Klopp. Well, it was logical to say there'll be some form of drop off losing a manager that has built the new age Liverpool that we know of today, rather than the one that went 7 years without a trophy prior to this. So I understand that. I do understand that. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like the disrespect, the overstep of the disrespect was what annoyed me, and it's coming from man that ain't won nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from guys that ain't doing nothing. It's coming from Chelsea fans sitting in 12th, telling me they got a better squad than us. It's coming from Arsenal fans that ain't seen a Premier in 20 years. It's coming from a Man United team that hates football because of having to watch multiple managers stink it out with their fossil football. Do you know what I'm saying? It's coming, no disrespect, it's coming from some Tottenham fans who do I even need to go into it? Do you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
no, I'm saying, bro.
Any Tottenham fan that has anything to say to any Liverpool fan should give your head a wobble.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. So for me, they created a monster. That's why I'm like this. As I said, it's a fuck everyone thing outside of my club. Obviously, I still got love for my peoples, them that I do content with, but I'm talking about an rival fan thing. It's a fuck you man thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm over the moon because there's so many things that could have gone wrong this season. There's so many possibilities that could have gone left. Salah could have slowed down. Van Dijk could have slowed down. You know, Trent could have gone to Real Madrid back in the last year. And whatnot. You know, there were contract issues, still are contract issues. Gravenberch, question mark over his head. I had faith in him, but there was still a question mark. Gakpo wasn't sure where the positioning was. Only the back end of last season did Klopp start playing him left wing, and it started to click a bit more at the back end of the season. Diaz, there was question marks over him on Barcelona. You know, Konate still needs his contract signed. There's interest from PSG. You know, Robbo's aging. But again, we still have the spine. We still have that Alisson, Virgil, Salah. Like, we still have that spine. McAllister, player, you know what I'm saying? Szoboszlai took a while, but he's starting to slowly click into gear. I don't like to congratulate man for putting out fires they started, but listen, he's doing well the last few games, so man, I'll give him his credit for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I don't like the notion going around that this is a lucky Premier League. That's the thing that I'm seeing the most right now. Pretty sure you've seen it on your timeline. Everyone talking about how players get injured when they play us. Everyone's talking about how we got lucky with injuries. Everyone's talking about how this is a Premier League that's shit because the top teams aren't doing their thing. I just think that's not a slight on Liverpool because we're still on course for 97 points. I don't think people know that. We could lose 2 games and draw a game and we can still finish with 90 points this season. So anyone still want to tell me that things would have been different if other teams had their players? Let me know.
Well, Mons, this is my thing, right? Because I've spoken to, like I said, I've got a lot of rival fans and that, and the narrative they like to push is, oh, they won a COVID Premier League, even though you were 24 points clear in January. But okay, fine, whatever. COVID Premier League, and now they're calling this one the injury Prem. That's what they're calling this one, the injury Prem. Listen, you guys can twist the narrative however you want, but the reality is all 19 other teams fucking failed. That's it. It's that simple, bro. Every team at the start of this season should have one objective: to win the league. Liverpool are on course to meet that objective, and everyone else is not. And in terms of Arsenal, someone needs to lock them in a room full of mirrors. No doors, no walls, no windows, just mirrors, so that they can actually take a look at themselves and realize, you are a good 2-3 years away from being a proper serious team that people can fear, because that's the word everyone likes to use, right? We fear them. I don't fear them. They beat us at the Emirates every fucking year, Mont, and I don't fear them. I don't fear them because you know, that you can get some joy out of them, bro. You know the cracks are there. You know a little bit of pressure, bro, and they're folding.
This is it. And the thing is, we're not, listen, I'm not even one to talk. As much as I crash it on everyone else, I do crash it on my own club. I beat my own fans sometimes. And listen, Liverpool, we're bottle jobs ourselves by trade. That's not a lie. We've bottled more than we've won. But why am I that haven't won chatting to me?
Facts.
You see it? Facts. That's the bottom line. Like they the COVID Prem is false, because if you actually go back to the 1920 season, we went into lockdown in the March of 2020. The season was done by March 2020, bro. Fans were still in the season, but we were 20 points clear. We were 20 points clear when they took the fans out of the stadium. I think the max what we went was 25 points clear. I think that was the highest we went, was 25 points. I know no one's ever seen that in their life. No one's ever seen a team 25 points clear in the Prem. What's man talking about? No one's seen that. That's what you call blitzing the league. We blitzed it that year. Yeah. So much that we were turning up after our guard of honor drunk, bro. We won the league and we turned out drunk in that, bro. Was it 21 points? It's 21 points. We were 21 points clear but I'm pretty sure it went up to 25. But someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But the bottom line is, when they took the fans out the stadium, when they took the fans out the stadium, the league was already done. It wasn't mathematically done, I think, but the bottom line is, we finished that season with 99 points, and people call it the COVID title. Do you know what was the COVID title? The year after that, City's title after that, because we actually started in COVID. We started that season with no fans. A lot of that season was played with no fans in the stadiums. It was only midway through the season they started to let fans back into the stadium bit by bit, rather than having to use those fake crowd sounds when they were playing. So the actual COVID Premier League was the one that City won in 2020, 2021. Because guess what? Fans only came back around December time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's really cheap how people call it the COVID Prem when we won the league before fans had left the stadium, for one. And if it is the COVID Prem, then Arsenal's got a COVID FA Cup. So which one do you want it to be? You see what I'm saying? So
isn't that the only cup that their managers won as well?
The only one he's won as well. So pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? Pick your poison. You know, this is the same Arsenal team that talk about trophies and talk about standards. When if you've won 5 FA Cups in 20 years, for me, you got to look at some of your teammates, your guys across the country, like Man United, for example, who are in the worst stint that they've ever been in. One of the teams that I look at and go, oh my days, these men are actually at rock bottom. They're in hell with Lil Nas and that, bro. I'm telling you, it's peak where them man are at, bro. I'm referring to the music video, but yeah, I just generally feel like Man United, they've won more trophies than Arsenal in the last 10 years than Arsenal have in the last 20 years. You see what I'm saying? Man United
But Monch, you see, these are the facts, that they don't like to hear. Like, I'm a Tottenham fan, right? And obviously, I'm sure you know I get hit with the "where's your trophy" line all the time. But I'm aware. I'm very self-aware. Do you know what I'm saying? You've been on shows with me before. I'm very aware of the situation my club is in. Yeah. So I don't sit here. I can banter you and troll you because it's funny. Like,
of course, that's the game. The game's the game.
But if you sit there and ask me where the trophies are, I'm going to ask you the same question. You're right. Where are our trophies, bro? So that conversation don't work with me. But the way Arsenal fans talk, bro, you would think they're winning trophies every season, bro.
This is my point. And as I said, like, no self-awareness. I already said this. Arsenal are entitled FC. They think they're entitled to the highest, to the Lord's highest, when really they haven't even earned townsfolk wages, bro. They ain't earned. They're just about earned to read and write. That's the way I see it. Like they talk about, the injury Prem. You know, they talk about the injury Premier League. Well, realistically, I can read out some of the injuries. Shout out Shay, LFC forever. I can read out the injuries right now and say Mo Salah hamstring, Darwin Núñez leg muscle, Szoboszlai hamstring. By the way, and those are reoccurring. So Salah got hamstring injury twice. Szoboszlai came back from his hamstring injury early and got injured. Gravenberch was out from a lot of the season. Endo ankle injury. Alisson, same old hamstring when he does that dumb outside of the foot thing that he does and gets himself injured, happened this season as well. Curtis Jones was out after he started the season really well last year. Diogo Jota had a knee injury. He was barely playing. Thiago Alcantara played 6 minutes all season. Stefan Bajcetic barely played all season. And Joel Matip got an ACL in October, meaning we had to play Konate, who also wasn't fully fit and had a bad season, didn't have a good season, meaning Jarrell Kwanzaa had to get promoted and taken back off loan into the main team, who actually was playing in League Two and had to play in the midst of a title race while playing Conor Bradley. And at one point, our backline was Conor Bradley, Jarrell Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Kelleher, and Robertson. In fact, it wasn't. In fact, it was Joe Gomez because I forgot to say Robertson broke his collarbone and Tsimikas broke his shoulder, done his shoulder. So both our left backs had shoulder injuries that had them out for numerous of months. So therefore, those are and that was all at one time, at a similar time last season, from the January period to the March period. Similar time as now. Does that ring any bells in terms of injuries? And at a similar time, game week 24 to like game week 30. Does that ring a similar bell to this season where Arsenal have lost their players? But guess what? We were called bottle jobs last season. We had to bring our kids off the bench against Chelsea in the cup final and win it.
But there you go.
And also, Arsenal talk about, hold on, just for a second, but Arsenal talk about red cards. They had five. They talk about the 4 red. They have 5 red cards now. They had 4 red cards before Miles Lewis Skelly's injury. Guess how many red cards we had before Christmas? 4, same amount. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about referee decisions. Let's not talk about Odegaard, the way he cut that football like a breast. Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? Odegaard was juggling titty, bro. That's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Breast and titty them. That's what he was grabbing, the way he grabbed that football in that Arsenal game, bro. Let's not talk about how McAllister got kung fu kicked in the chest. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about McAllister getting a red card for a 50-50 clash where his studs weren't even up. Let's not talk about that. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that people ignored. And we, even as fans, admitted, the wheels fell off. Last year, the wheels fell off. We ran out of steam in April. That's what happened. We ran out of steam. You know what I'm saying? You ran out of steam. So that's all it is. Do you know what I'm saying? You ran out of steam. And at the end of the day, bro, like that's just what it is, innit? We ran out of steam. There are multiple reasons. Do the injuries play a part? Yes, they do. Do the referee decisions, like they all, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't use that to be, victim FC. Because Arsenal have, a lot of Arsenal fans, not all of them, they have a victim complex. I feel like they like being dominated. I feel like they're into dominatrix.
Yeah, they're on this BDSM thing.
I feel like they're like in the BDSM, the leather Catwoman thing with the whip and the handcuffs and that. Do you know what I'm saying? They want to be hung from the wall and told that they're a bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? And that they're in a naughty little boy blood. That's what I feel like. Them man, there's a lot there. Them positivity freaks out there. They love being dominated, blood. Their woman likes to whip. They want their women to whip them and tell them they ain't shit. That's how they get off. That's how they get their kicks, blood. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly the whole victim complex is almost innate. It's almost innate behavior. They can't help it. It's built in. It's like how man them can't multitask and women can't make their mind up, bro. It's innate. It's wired into their brain, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's funny that Arsenal fans only ever see things the correct way once it happens to them, not when they see it happen to someone else. As I said, Bobby Firmino didn't score enough goals when it was Arsenal fans. Look, not all Arsenal fans thought this, but there was the thing when Bobby Firmino didn't score enough goals and what he did off the ball wasn't enough. All of a sudden, they signed Gabriel Jesus and it's, oh my God, look what he does outside of his goals. You know what I'm saying? It's oh my gosh, Jose Mourinho ball stinks. How can you be happy with that as a fan base? Football should be played the right way, the beautiful way, the tiki-taka way, the goal against Norwich. That's how football should be played. Oh, but when Arteta decides to play terrorist football, you need to do what you need to do to win the Premier League. So when you're playing that football, they're all for it now. You see what I'm saying? Did you get it now? Like when it happens to them, injuries last season, we're bottle jobs. Injuries this season, guys, it's because of our injuries. Do you see what I'm saying? Saka's so good. He does this and he does that. Salah's good, but you guys are a one-man team. So anyway, when it happens to you, do you see what I'm saying? It's one thing for them, everything else for another. And the lack of critical thinking from large parts of their fan bases is genuinely astonishing to me. It's genuinely astonishing. So when it comes to, and they act this way, all the examples I gave you just then, they act this way, and then do you know what they'll do after everything I've just said right now? Everything I've just said. And on top of that, they'll do 2 things. They'll tell you next season they're gonna go and win the league. That's what the first thing they'll say. Yeah. And the other thing they'll say is that, oh my God, why does everyone hate us? We're the most hated. After doing all of that, they'll then ask you when the problem answers you, what's the problem? That's Arsenal fans.
These man
And the problem
are
Arsenal
like
was
the girl that has a problem to every solution, blood. If you tell them replace the manager, oh, but what managers are available? If you tell them go out and sign this striker, oh, but he wouldn't want to come to the Premier League. What if he doesn't perform? These men have a problem for every solution, bro. This is why they're stagnating. This is why they're stagnating.
right.
This is why they're
Right,
stagnating, bro. Because in order for you to move forward, you have to acknowledge the things that are keeping you in place.
Right. And don't get me wrong, we should have won more in these last 8-9 years. We've won a lot, but we should have won more. Two things can be true at the same time. I'm very honest about my team. I love my players. I love every single one of my players. I might be hard on my players, but I love every single one of them. No one can deny that. No one can ever tell me how I feel about my players. I must, apart maybe Darwin Núñez, he can fuck off. But the rest, I've even got love for Núñez, innit? I've even got love for Núñez, bro. As much as I cuss him, I've got love for you. I've got love for everyone that wears the badge. But that doesn't mean everyone's worthy of the badge. I always say Konate is Konate is a top defender. Is he overrated by our fan base? Yes, he is. Szoboszlai took too long to get going. He's got going for 2-3 games. He's had a few decent spells at the earlier stage of the season. Man, I'm already saying he's arrived and he's this and he's that. We are also quick to, overrate our players because I feel like every fan base does that because your job is to support your club. So there is two sides of it. I do understand that. Our squad is not perfect. There's still additions that need to be made. We need to replace Darwin Núñez. We need another centre back. We need another left back. We might even need 2 left backs. We still need a 6 that can rotate with Grav. There's still additions to the squad that need to be made. It's just that we have stayed consistent. Everyone's talking about Liverpool have wobbled, but if you actually look at our form guide, I don't know where the wobble's been. Genuinely, because we've drawn back-to-back games, I think 3 times this season, and we've lost 1 game all year, all season. So I'm with 21 wins. So I'm thinking like, where were the wobbles? Where's the luck? There's 38 games in the season. I was told at the start of the season by Arsenal fans again, telling me how to win again. That one goes again. Telling me 38 games are played. So where you finish is where you deserve to be. It's 38 games. You're playing everyone home or away. Where you finish is where you deserve to be. And I agree. And we deserve to be in first place. Everyone says the top teams have fallen off and this season is shit. Well, I believe that this season is actually more competitive because the mid-6 teams, the Bournemouths, the Brightons, do you know what I'm saying? The Aston Villas, the Newcastles, the Fulhams, these teams have rapidly improved. They've got actual managers who can coach football. The Glasners, the Hertzlers, these type of guys who can, the Eddie Howes, these man, the Unai Emerys, these guys,
Thomas Frank
actually, these are real coaches, bro. These are bad boy coaches who will probably go on to get bigger jobs at bigger clubs in the near future. So the fact that I believe, yes, are the Tottenhams, the Man United's underperforming? Yes. Are the Chelsea's not where they're supposed to be in corresponding to where they spent? Yes. These things are all true. Have Arsenal and Man City underperformed? Yes. But what also has played a part in that is the teams that dwell from 12th to 6th, those teams there, we call them the mid-6, they've rapidly improved due to their management and a few of the signings they've made. Arsenal didn't sign a single attacker when they needed one. All their attackers were out. Aston Villa went and got Asensio, Marlon, and Rashford. So them man are making moves as well. The bottom line is that they are contributing to the bigger teams struggling in games that in 2005 they would have won, and the bookies would have, it was easy to win bets back in the day when the top 6 were usually winning each of their games, at least 2 and 3 of their games most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Aston Villa, Man United going to Aston Villa. Man, I predict to no Man United win because the mid-6 are them. There is 6 points that separate 11th or 10th from 3rd, bro. So no one can tell me this league's not competitive. It's just that it's a lot harder to be consistent with the mid-6 performing and being managed by these proper coaches that they've got in. Because the top 6 teams, the coaches, you can't sit here and tell me the coaches of the big 6 are better than the coaches of the mid-6. You can't sit there and tell me that. Maybe if you're talking Arne Slot, maybe if you're talking Pep Guardiola, but then if you're talking, but bro, Unai Emery's got a claim to be better than a few of these, man. Unai Emery's better than Ange. You know what I'm saying? He's got a better resume. He's got a better resume than Arteta. He's better than Maresca. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like Glasner's doing well at Crystal Palace. Hertzler had all his shit taken from under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith at the end of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when everything's been taken out of the yard, man's looking left and right, don't know where nothing is. And man's still done back-to-back wins on Chelsea, back-to-back beatings, bro, back-to-back pappy slaps, bro. And they took their sporting director, they took Caicedo's gone. You know what I'm saying? They took all of these people, bro. They took everything Brighton had, and Brighton are out here swinging it out, bro. Like, what are they, 3 points behind Chelsea? Swinging it out, bro. This is what I mean by managers will manage. Good coaches will coach. Word to Gooner Lee. Coaches will coach. I made up the saying at the start of the season, it's all fun. You might know this when I said it's all fun and games until a ball gets kicked. You might have been familiar when I said that at the start of the season.
Yeah.
The only reason I said that is because I grew tired of hearing the bullshit that was going to happen to my club come the start of the season with my new manager that's bald and that no one's heard of. And I said, you know what? It's all fun and games till the ball gets kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm not talking about the violence.
As well, Monts, yeah. Just to add to what you're saying, because I agree with everything that you're saying, bro. I also believe, yeah, that the universe has just balanced itself out. We went 3-4 seasons, right, where teams weren't at their best, but they were still getting top 6, getting European football, because, like you said, that mid-6 weren't competing. The universe has just balanced itself out now. And like you said, no one is entitled to shit. Chelsea are not entitled to top 4. Arsenal aren't entitled to top 4. Neither are us. Neither are United. You have to work for that shit, bro. Especially now. And everyone that says, right, because I had a lot of people telling me, oh, the league, you know, City have made it a farmers league. You know, the league's not competitive. Now that all the middle teams are competing, now apparently the league's shit. It's like, what do you want then? What do you actually want? What do you want? Because if when the middle teams are competing, the league's shit, and when the top teams are doing what top teams do and winning, then it's a farmers league. Then where's the middle ground? Where's the common ground here?
There's never any middle ground. Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is why I say I understand the phrase football fans are fickle. I understand that, bro, because like you said, bro, these men are just on a permanent period, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? These men are just on a permanent menstrual cycle, bro, where it's just they complain when one thing happens, and then when they get what they want, they complain about that. I'm not with all of that, man. Honestly, I'm not with all of that. No one can say Liverpool don't deserve to win the league, because the reality is they've been the best team in the country, right? Again, even when you look at second place, Arsenal haven't been great, but where I'll give credit for is they haven't lost their games. Just losing their games has never been their problem. It's the time that they lose the games. It's when it matters. Is when they. If they had lost to West Ham at the start of the season, no one would care. Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But when they got an opportunity to close the gap and you're losing, now it's almost like it's in flashing lights now. Now it's in flashing lights. It's almost like when you're driving and the tire pressure light comes on. That's exactly what it's like, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, we could go on all day about Arsenal and the talk that they give. It's not
even just Arsenal. I think it still applies to. It still applies to Tottenham. It applies to Chelsea. It applies to Man United. It applies to all the teams. Like the big teams not being where they should be a wake up call, is to show that, you know, there are man them waiting in the alleyway for your spot.
Your bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Man them are queuing up. So don't tuck that fucking chain, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you see what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. And I think that there is a bit of both in it. Like, you know, the bigger teams should be doing better. But it's also, as I said, I just think a lot of us forget to give credit to what the so-called smaller teams are doing with their recruitment, with their managers, having their players taken and still being able to put up a fight in the game where they probably shouldn't really be competing in. These type of things, you know, like Wolves are Wolves are 17th, and 3 of their players will be going to Brazil to play for the national team. Wolves sits in 17th.
That's crazy. Yeah, who's that? Cunha,
Gomez, and Andre.
Big up all 3 of them, man.
You see what I'm saying? And that's not me saying Wolves are the coldest team in the world. They're not the coldest team. They're 17th for a reason. But like, there's still, just like the old times, there's still top players at these so-called Brentfords and, you know, all these type of teams. There's still players that can do a thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that there's a little bit more to things than just, you know,
things aren't as polarized as people like to make them out. Like, it's not
100%.
always black and white. There's a gray area. There is a
Yeah,
gray
it's
area.
not. Yeah, I think I said it. Like, I could admit that the level of the Premier League, like Man City, isn't there to go get their 93 points or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're not there this year. But it would be a bit weird if they did it 5 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? They can't. They're not. Players aren't robots. They can't do it forever. That's just the bottom line. That's just the way it goes. And like what Arsenal was supposed to do, I just think they're mad that they were supposed to be where we are. I'd be mad. I'd be fuming.
3 years in a row.
I'd be fuming, bro. I'd be absolutely fuming if we'd been there and then another team comes along and exploits the fact that we can't stay there.
Big up Cass. Big up Cass. I see Cass put a little comment in here earlier on the Never a Foul channel as well. And I know it's Cass. It has to be. Yeah. It has to be Cass, bro. Yeah. Only Cass would say some sus shit like this. It's even Ramadan, brother. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
I do, yeah. But yeah, no, that's just what it is. And I think, you know, Liverpool, we're not guaranteed to be back challenging next season. I'd expect us to if we keep our players, but that doesn't mean that's the reality of it. We still got to earn the right to challenge, let alone earn the right to win the Premier League. And there's always going to be a dark horse that kind of comes along and goes, you know, and this year it's Nottingham Forest. You know, it can be anyone, bro. It can be absolutely anyone that comes along and just kind of just changes the dynamic of things. Like, how they doing that? So I just think that when you're at the top, you're gonna have you're basically public enemy number one. That's why I don't sit here and call Liverpool victims. I just know I have to be prepared to repel the dumbness that gets said about my club. I don't sit there and claim victim about it. It's lonely at the top. You're the benchmark. So people are going to compare themselves to you. People are going to nitpick at you. You know what I'm saying? When people look at Mo Salah, when Mo Salah goes 2-3 games without scoring, he's all of a sudden he's a scrub. Do you know why? Because he's the best. So you have to nitpick at the best. There isn't something about their game that
you have to find something to.
You have to look and find something. You know, Mo Salah, people forget that. People forget that Mo Salah went 3 games without scoring, and all of a sudden he was just a shit GA merchant that doesn't do nothing in games. That was only in January. Has anyone heard of the Christmas curse?
I didn't even know he went 3 games without scoring once.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, but the Christmas curse. Has anyone heard anything about the Christmas curse?
Yeah, it's been all quiet now. No more.
No one's heard about that. Right. But when I try to tell people it's AFCON that does it, not every year, it's just when it's AFCON. People do, every year this happens. But like the people are just very like selective when they want to hear and talk about things. That's all it is.
This comment is spot on. This is why they kept using the contract. It's the contracts that are gonna knock them off balance because Trent hasn't signed a new deal and Salah hasn't signed a new deal yet, so they're gonna fall. Oh, shut up, man. Listen to yourself. That just doesn't even make sense. Why are they gonna play shit now? Because they haven't signed a new deal when they're still getting paid millions anyways. It doesn't make any sense. Man are acting like their whole wage just got cut because they ain't signed a new deal. Like, again, copium is the word I like to use, right? You're huffing that copium gas. You know what I'm saying? That copium oxide, you're huffing it. It's like a smart whip, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But man, look, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on Spurs really quick. We're going to wrap the show up in about 10-15. But yeah, what do you make about, obviously, my first question to you is, what saves Ange this season for you? Because you already know, bro, I want this guy gone. Whether he wins us that Europa or not, I want him out in it. So what do you think can actually save his season? Do you reckon he deserves more time? And wait, before I let you go, I'm just going to tell you some stats. So since September 2020 or August 2023, when Ange's first season started, we have won 30 games, drawn 9 and lost 26. Now, with all of that information that you have there,
what's the time span of those injuries again?
Huh?
Do you see that stat you mentioned?
From his first Premier League game in charge till now, till the City game.
He's nearly averaging he's nearly lost as many games as he's won. Okay. See, the thing is with Ange, he probably, like, for where Spurs are, there's obviously the excuse of injuries does play a part. Same as to why Arsenal probably aren't as close to Liverpool as they maybe should be. So I'm not gonna, Man United had it last season, Chelsea had it last season. There's obviously the injuries thing shouldn't be completely ignored at all. I just think if I'm gonna be on Amorim about certain things, I need to be on Ange as well. I feel like Ange is not saving himself because he could easily make tweaks, because I've seen Tottenham sit back and grind out a win before, but it just happens so rarely. It's like it's like someone's put a gun to Ange's head and said, all right, fine, fuck it, we'll do it, because I know if we continue losing, we'll get relegated, kind of thing. Like, it's not kind of like a tactical first, which is very concerning for me, because I look at guys like Amorim and I go, no one's asking you to do anything crazy. I don't think Enoch are asking Spurs to go win the league. Like, they're not asking for nothing crazy. Enoch's a similar management to like the Cronkies, and a similar management to FSG, where they it's not a constant need to win. They just want to stay stable and probably just have Champions League football and bring in the dollars. Tottenham are the most stable club in England. Factually, Tottenham are the most financially stable club in England. I don't know if people know that, because there's a lot of people that don't actually know that. And that goes to show that there's not really much of an eyelid of man aren't really, Enoch can't really bat an eyelids to go, how well are the team actually doing? As long as they're making their money and you're stable, you man are good. And that's very concerning when you have a manager that's very stubborn in his ways and doesn't get the players he needs to play a certain style. Because when you have a manager that wants to play a certain style, regardless if he has the players or not, at Spurs, that is very detrimental. Ange would probably be a good manager for a top side when he's given the tools. But he's taken on a job where multiple managers have complained about getting the right tools that they need to go and cross the line and even win a trophy, whether that's the high-level trophy or low-level trophy. So I think it's a recipe for disaster. I don't think Ange is a bad coach, personally. I just think that he's too stubborn for his own good, and he's not able to make, he's too against making tweaks to kind of get results. And I feel like the philosophy is more important than the results. And to an extent, that can run. If your philosophy is more top heavy, so you win more, if you're like a top team and your philosophy's been winning you stuff, then I can understand if you lose a couple of players and you still want to stick to it because your philosophy is proven. But Ange's philosophy is not proven in the Premier League. So therefore, it's a bit backwards to not veer from that philosophy whatsoever, regardless, and then just to not care about results, because in the Premier League you can slide down that league very, very quickly if you're not careful. And that's what's happened to Man United. That's what's happened to Tottenham this season. You scored more goals than Arsenal and you sit 13th.
14 losses this season once.
14 losses and more goals than Arsenal. Now I understand there are injuries. Maybe those losses would be 10 losses and not 14, but you still need, I think, a 10-point swing just to get onto page one. So even if you had a fit back line, let's take away 5 of those losses and let's say 4 of them are wins, 1 of them's a draw. You've now gained yourself 13 points. Go add 13 points to the total tally, you'd be 9th. You guys were fuming at 8th last year, or 7th, whatever. You man were fuming at 8th and 7th. You mean at that? I'm pretty sure that's your lowest ever finish. One of your lowest ever finishes, anyway. See what I'm saying?
Since we appointed Redknapp, I think 8th was the lowest we'd actually finished.
This is my point.
It was the first time we finished outside of Europe for like 9 years or something like that, 10 years. So it was, yeah.
And this is my point. So I feel like if the club aren't going to consistently give Ange what he wants in order for him to play the way he wants to play, then I think that's why he probably might need to part ways with Spurs, because I think it's better to get a coach who is kind of happy to coach, and he's kind of able to coach in a way that he can adapt to the players rather than to adapt what's in front, rather than to just go, here's my philosophy. If you can't play it, then you're not playing. Because, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's injuring the players. You're not good. The players aren't necessarily good enough to compete anyway. And the manager's stubborn and the manager doesn't get backed. And it's not Ange's fault that he doesn't get backed. It's the board's fault. Multiple managers haven't got backed. Conte crashed out. Broski crashed out, bro. Crashed out, like, you know what I'm saying? And rightly so, he crashed out. So if Conte's crashed out, You know what I'm saying? Mourinho got sacked before final. What the fuck do you think Ange was going to do in terms of the way he was going to get treated? So that's why I think, you know, certain, like, you have to go for a very specific type of manager. You know, cool, Nuno might have been too early for him to go to Spurs, but look what he's doing with the players now. It's easier to do revisionism, but Nuno was sacked for a lot less than what Ange was doing. I understand Ange showed something very promising in those first 10 games, where it was, I believe it was 8 wins and 2 draws. Basuma was looking like flipping Caicedo and Baleba fused into one. I understand how good he was looking at that time. I understand Maddison was looking like the Maddison we kind of used to know. But at the end of the day, bro, I find it very difficult to see how Spurs move forward without either parting ways with the manager or finding a new regime that doesn't run the legs into the ground, because you can't have a play style that damages the players, but you don't have the squad to deal with injuries.
Well, that was the next point I was gonna throw at you, Mons, right? We've had 19 hamstring injuries. Mons, that's not coincidence. That isn't coincidence, bro. That is a either we need new medical team or we need a new coach, right? Because he's running these players. And my thing is as well, right, is that, first of all, this comment here is spot on. This is spot on. Everyone told me that there were 3 teams worse than us in the league, and we lost to 2 of them, right? That's the first problem. The second thing is that I've really started to notice is he doesn't rotate the squad. Look how long it took for us to see Jed Spence.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard the doggy's out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks? Porro's out. Van der Ven's out. Remember, how many times have you heard these things? There were games, right, where we're 4-0 up. And at the start of the season, we didn't win a game by less than 3 goals, which was mad, until like December.
Yeah? Insanity. It's insanity.
It's insanity, bro. So my thing is, right, and I think another thing is we scored 129 goals under Ange in 2 seasons. That's not bad. That's not a bad return.
Yeah. His goal scoring return has always been like, again, you've got more goals than Arsenal. You've got more goals than Arsenal this season.
Exactly.
You've got a lot of goals this year.
But
that's why I think it's very difficult. Like, I understand why fans hang on to Ange, and I know that's because I feel like he hasn't had a shot. He's been unfortunate with the injuries, but also like Arteta, I believe, is responsible for the injuries of certain players, which is why it's hard to give him the leeway that I feel like some managers should deserve in terms of when you're actually in the hot seat yourself, to take my Liverpool cap off for a second. I feel like with Ange, I do believe like there's a side that makes me go, does he deserve a season where the players are fit and we kind of see what we can do, kind of thing, with a few more signings? But then there's a side that goes, but even if he does have a season fit full of players, he doesn't play in a way that sustains results. So it's like, which side do you kind of lean on? Which side do you lean on? And you've got a little bit further in your trophy pushes, but you don't win. If you don't win, you don't win. So I think even if he does win that Europa League, you're kind of stuck between, do you go for a hard reset and you're now playing in the Champions League where you're going to be out your depth? Or, because if you do win that Europa League, you're going to need a big summer. When's the last time Tottenham have had a big summer? So it's kind of like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'd be more on the Ange outside, not because he's a bad coach, because it's a recipe for disaster in terms of it's the style of the board and the style of the play and the history of the club. None of it connects. None of it connects. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no balance, Mons. There's no balance in the
isn't.
football club. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, we've been in. Daniel Levy's currently in negotiations with some American owners. I think he was in negotiation with the
Saudi links. Well. I heard some Saudi links. Yeah, I heard sort of some of the Saudi links as well with Tottenham.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's a bit like, for me personally, I don't want to. I think everyone thinks I want Ange to fail. That is the last thing I want. I backed Ange until we lost 4-0 to Newcastle and Van der Ven got dropped on his head. That's when I said, yo, this guy is not it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want Ange to fail.
Well, not the 3-0 in 9 minutes now.
But you know what? It weren't even that. Do you know why it weren't even that? Yeah, because I'm used to that. I was at St. James's Park, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I've experienced these things, G. You get me? But when you show me, yeah, you set the team up and they don't even look like that. That semi-final against you lot at Anfield, it just sums up Ange ball. When it matters, all of the players fold. And that's a managerial problem because if he's meant, imagine you play football, right? Imagine you sit there, right, and you listen to your manager in a press conference and he can't make eye contact with the journalist. He's biting back at every question. He sounds grumpy, pissed off, like bro, I'm not going to have faith in this guy to send me to go to war. He sounds like he's at war with himself.
On a pep thing, bro. Yeah, he's listening to that emo. He's on the emo thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? These don't cold and wondering why you know it, bro.
My heart into pieces.
Yeah, bro. You know it, man. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, bro. Man, so he's got the dark eyeliner. He's got the spike necklace, the steel-toed Doc Martens, the hench things. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got the blam Doc Martens on and that, bro. It is what it is. Man's at war with himself, bro. And as I said, it's hard to follow a leader that you feel like is at war with himself. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's you guys are almost in limbo. But 12th and 13th is just not acceptable. There was a time where 7th and 8th wasn't acceptable for Spurs. And the bar seems to be getting lower and lower and lower. And I understand that fans are clinging to that. Because I feel like most people can admit that Ange is not a bad coach. He's not a bad coach, but too many things need to be in place for him to thrive in a very tough league. So with that, I think Tottenham and Ange just isn't the right mix. It's not the right mix. But I just want to make it clear that I don't think Ange is a bad coach. You know what I'm saying?
And maybe what he probably should have done was gone to a team where you're not. Because you have to remember, right? Celtic spend 60% of the Scottish transfer window. 60% of the money spent in Scotland is spent by Celtic, right?
That's crazy.
You're coming to Tottenham where, bro, there's no man more frugal than Daniel Levy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you need to know, and like we was talking about this the other day on Sava's show, right? Amorim knew what he was walking into, right? He knew what he was walking into. There's no way Ange, right, took a look at Tottenham and said, right, I'm going to go in. They're going to give me all the players that I want. No.
Yeah, you got to first of all, at a team like Tottenham, you got to do what you've got. You got to make something shake, pause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to see what you can do without, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of the way it is. And that's what I felt like Amorim's got to do. You got to show us what you can do. Show us you're better than the last guy with this group of players. And he's not doing that. He's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Spurs need to go back to just having a coach that's going to allow the players to be a bit more sustainable, because all this season, we haven't really seen Spurs' first 11 play together. So even if you do get your guys back from injury, do you know what happens? The guys ain't played together all season. You know what I'm saying? Ange doesn't like to rotate that much, but you're not even seeing the fruits of consistency within an 11 that only kind of rotates between 11 to 14 players. You don't even get to see the positives in that, because so many players get injured because of the style. It's like, even when they come back, like last season when you got all your players back, nothing really changed.
No, nothing. It didn't go back to the road twice under Ange.
It didn't. That's crazy. That's insanity. I didn't even know that. And that's what's crazy. It didn't go back to the football we saw in the first 10 games. You know, the football we saw in the first 10 games I was looking at this thinking, raw, this is mad.
I believed this was the turning point. I thought this was when Tottenham changed. We become that team that man are afraid to play, bro.
I don't even know what's happened to Basuma, because that Basuma with the black and green boots, when he had the black and green boots, the Nike things, he was unplayable. He was extremely,
you know what I'm saying? Fucked him up, bro.
He was like him on the half turn, his footwork in tight spaces, bro. I was one of the man saying, yo, not gonna lie, bro, this guy receives the ball better than Declan. You know, I don't care if he costs 100 mil. That's what I was saying in them first 10 games. Like, this guy is moving mad on the half turn. It's a bit rough. He's breaking man's ankles and that, and he's receiving the ball, and he's progressive, and he's strong, and bro, the vibes was mad, bro. Now I look at him and he's just like, he's slower. He does for me, that foul he gave away against Chelsea, the one where he pushed Cole Palmer in the back, I would have said, meet me in the car park, bro. I said, meet me in the car park.
That's the stream I cracked. That's the
Fight
day
me
I
now.
started a YouTube channel once. That's
Said,
that
fight me
day
now.
there.
Man's running away from goal and you just push him in his back in the box. Fight me, fucking fight me now, bro. That got me angry. I don't even support Tottenham.
I was at the game. I watched it in front of my face. I said, bro, I looked at my brethren. I said, it's over. He said, it's over. It's over. End the season now. And the thing is with Bissouma, right now, we're looking to offload him for 10 million.
Yeah.
So we're not even making a profit. We signed him for 25 million, which in this modern market is a steal.
It's actually a bargain still for the teams that wanted him. Arsenal wanted him. Other teams wanted him. He was in demand. He was one of the Brighton prospects that, you know, coming from that Brighton crop of players that everyone, like, we got McAllister, then man got Caicedo. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad. But yeah, that's my thing. I think it makes sense. Anyone that's Anjao, I'd never argue. If I was a Tottenham fan, I think I'd be Anjao as well. So I think it's just too much. I don't care about process and philosophy. I do care about process and philosophy and patience, but there has to be signs. And the signs aren't signing right now enough to tip the balance in what warrants patience and process. You know?
Yeah.
It's too up and down for Spurs to me. So I don't know. Don't know if you agree with that.
I agree, man. That's spot on, to be honest. Look, it's one of them ones. I always say this before and at the end of every stream, but look, whether you're Anjin or Anjout, we all want one thing, and it's Tottenham to be successful in it. So for me, I'm just looking at what I've been presented. You know, I've been presented with shit, so I'm analyzing it as such, right? I'm not gonna sit there and do this whole process. I'm not into the process talk. Like, anyone who's watched my channel knows I don't care about process. The process has been 20 damn years, bro. Win a trophy now or leave. I don't care. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't care, bro. That's why my head was gone when we lost to you lot. Everyone was like, bro, it's Liverpool. They're the best team in the country. I was like, bro, we've beaten them before.
At least make us sweat. At least make us sweat.
Yeah, fam. At least, bro, them man were having a field day. I knew it was bad when I see Gakpo do this. I was like, yeah. That's Cody Gakpo. You know what I'm saying? That's Gakpo. And he's laughing at us. Yeah. Jed Spence playing right wing, bombing down the right, taking shots from everywhere, trying to make something. Listen, man, it's not good enough. But obviously, Monts, I know you shouted your thing out, but for those who missed, shout your thing out, bro. Let them know where they can find you, and that his link is here as well, people.
Big Six Bands, man. You don't know, I'm always here. I'm pretty much live every brother. It's my full-time job, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many people are watching right now.
20, 17,
20 people. Is that I'd say make sure all 20 of you lot are 20-ish of you lot are smashing the like button, and make sure you're returning back here the next time that Jay's live, because at the end of the day, he's putting in the hours, man. You don't know what people have to do to kind of get these streams going and make things happen and actually voice their opinion with equipment that they have to pay for themselves. You don't know. So you don't know what it takes. So, you know, the least people could do is like the video. The least people could do is subscribe. You'd be surprised who's watching and who isn't subscribed. So for those who aren't, make sure you do subscribe to the Hotspur Cave. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of good stuff coming from this channel. And yeah, I'm over on Big Six Bands. Subscribe to me. I'm trying to get to 20k before the end of the season, but probably get to like 17 or so. But I can dream. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna be here trolling. You know what I'm saying? Big up the 2 Mark show as well. Big up Omar. You know what I'm saying? Big up LFC Shay. Kudos. You lot are supporting, man. Trust me. It's, as I said, you guys in the chat, the Omars, the 2 Marks, you guys that are here, Dara, you lot that are here regularly, you lot, especially in the early days of this channel. This is a new channel. This is very early days for this channel. Like, Jay's not gonna forget. You don't like, for me, I don't forget the names. I welcome every single name that supports my channel, but you never really forget the ones that are there when you're below that 100 mark, below that 200 subscribers, 300 subscribers. When you're below 1k, 5 bills and that, trust me, they're the names that get etched into the history of your channel. So, and you lots of the names that will do that. The names that I'm seeing now, you know.
Yeah,
so
man. Facts. Big
That's
up Touchline as well. Like I always say, man, we're a family on this channel, you know. I don't really care what club you support, don't care what you believe in, don't care what your sexuality is. I don't really give a shit. We all love football. We're all here to talk about football at the end of the day, people. And like I said, your support, it does wonders. Like whenever I leave these streams and I watch some of them back and I laugh and whatnot, bro, it makes me happy that I'm giving back to the Tottenham community the same way they've been there for me. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I always say, people, please, 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 please subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 1K, you know, and upwards and onwards from there. Make sure you're subbing to Big Six Bants as well, please, people. Do you get me? Just sub to the 2 Marks and Omar as well, and Touchline. You know what? Sub to all the guys of channels, man. Just we're all trying to help each other go. Let's
yeah,
let's
man.
build a
We can't
community
even
over
send
here, man.
super chat. We can't super chat yet. We want to make sure you get that monetization as well, man. So
yeah, man.
it will
Road to monetization.
bro. You're doing better than what I was doing, bro. It took me 14 months to get to 1K. So you're doing better than me. So when I started,
listen, them hours are getting put in, bro. Them hours are getting put in, man. Trust me. Let me just get a couple of these chats before we end. We actually are a family, unlike Arsenal. Facts. Who are Liverpool playing today? Just asking. No, they haven't played today. I just clocked that he did that. All right, Touchline. This guy's the biggest United troll ever, man. I love Touchline, though. That's my brother.
I have to hold that. When you lose to Plymouth, you have to hold that one. So
yeah, man. Yeah, fair enough. Listen, if Spurs win a trophy, bro, you guys are gonna see me cry. I've said this so many times. You're gonna see me get emotional. I've waited so long. Big up, man. Yeah, I don't even stream at night, but I said, fuck it, man. You get me putting in them hours, putting in that graft. But yeah. Omar, man, you follow me on Twitter, just drop me a DM, bro. You know what I'm saying? But people, we're gonna wrap shop here. Like I said, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm back on Monday for another Spurs community talk. I'm gonna have a panel, some new guests on, and yeah, people, I'm gonna catch you lot in the next stream. So peace, God bless, Hotspur Cave out, Enoch out, Levy out, and out. Goodbye.